Welcome to part B. Yeah. Anyway, you woke up in the morning. You had this weird thing that happened up with Cable and his thing that you don't understand, but basically still you saw. And yeah, you kind of like passed the morning basically with nothing really crazy happening. Um, Unless you specifically wish to do something with your day, because it looks like right now they're kind of like letting you rest and leave you alone for a little bit, right? And not just like push you around immediately into action.
What a perfect time to join the
To what?
group.
Again?
To join the group.
Are you meaning it seriously or sarcastically?
Sarcastically.
I think both.
Both, mostly, but sarcastically.
I know. That's like, I mean, that's also a great time for you to catch up with the group to understand what they're about, if that's what you want. That's also an opportunity for that.
Oh.
True,
Okay.
True.
So Grognak comes to Mundanes. Okay, Human Torch, we're going. We're leaving. We're going drinking. Damn it.
I guess that's my name now. Alright, sure.
So Grognak and
Where are you going? Why are you running? Where are you going? Specifically.
we are going to the nearest bar. That's what we're doing.
Sure. So,
Over there drinking and recounting stuff.
okay. So,
Sounds like a plan.
you want to plan
Getting
to go
smashed.
into that. You plan to go into that. However, Mendel will kind of like halt you leaving, basically. He kind of like stops you. He kind of like bites your leg, but not exactly bite. He's like bite the stuff from your leg.
Okay,
Mendel,
who's he doing that to?
Mendel, is today the day?
He kind of like brings the flute to you, like the stick to you, and kind of like put it on the floor.
I assume it's today.
I mean, from what you understand, yes.
Okay. How do I use it? Didn't get the instruction.
You kind of did. You just like just go outside, don't break anything, basically. From what you understand and what like Wexley told you, what like what he left you with. What?
Shouldn't I roll something for this?
Yeah,
like, if I remember.
Sure. If you want to roll.
Okay, what would that be?
I guess the wisdom check. I mean, that's nothing else but wisdom. That's good enough. So what vaguely you remember is that Wexley's told you that's like you need to go into a place that doesn't really have people, into like a little bit of like a forest, or at least a what do you call it, like a place like with trees, kind of like nature, and then kind of like stuck this in the middle of like a hole in a tree and kind of like turn it like a key, and it should be fine.
Okay. So before we're going...
Before you're going what?
Before going to the bar, we're going to the forest.
Oh, alright.
Are you guys planning on joining him or not?
Is that okay with you, Mendel?
Okay. I'm not going to join him.
You're dragging... This is the most sus situation I've ever... But I'm not going to intervene in any way. Have fun, you guys.
I did leaves.
Basically, what he's trying to mention is like they're going to visit the place where you started. So the adventure, the bar that you started, basically.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to the
Mm-hmm.
thing with the key.
Right. So after a little bit of a walk down the city of Epernad, you've been like kind of like people have told you where is like the nearest kind of like piece of place that you can be that is kind of like a little bit of a park,
Greenery.
yeah, greenery. And after working in it as well in about like half an hour, like not inside of it but like around it, and kind of like finding a good spot for like half an hour, you find a tree that kind of like suits your needs. So,
Suitable.
okay, what are you going to do?
Just the to the tree.
Okay, so you take the stick and you turn the tree. At start, nothing really happens. It takes a few seconds. But then you hear like a weird click, and somehow there is a hole in the tree now. Kind of like open up, kind of like a door in the tree, a small door.
Okay, so I will go first. Mendel, you're going with me. Let's go, Human Torch.
Wait, I changed my mind. Could I go with Mendel?
You didn't go with them, so
You
no.
didn't
Yeah, you're
go.
still stuck at the mansion.
You
You're
still,
still talking to Sworn.
you still talking
I
to
could
me?
telepath though.
No, you're not. You're still occupied with me.
Okay, I have no idea where this is leading.
Nah, you'll get used to it. Okay, so we're going.
As you enter the room itself, it doesn't lock on you, so don't worry. You can take the stick back and like it still will be left open in a way, so you can still come back, basically. So don't worry about that. And essentially, you find yourself in the same first bar that well, you started your adventure here, and it's in your hometown, basically.
Brian, like at this point, is much air as he can, and
Welcome back to the Dancing Duck. What can I serve you for? You heard the familiar voice.
um, um uh, hi, Louisa. We came over.
Kind of like,
Mendel's here as well.
she kind of like whistles a little bit and like weird sound, and like Mendel's kind of like flies back to her, basically, as she kind of like pets him.
I'm pretty sure you missed him. As
So, how have you been?
very eventful.
And where is that
How?
stupid cousin of mine?
Uh, he left.
Define left. He didn't come back here.
He left the party, but not this plane of existence.
Why? I thought
Because
he.
King.
Oh, she says. I see. She kind of like stopped for a second and was like, okay. Would you like to help yourself with something?
The usual, please.
And why is it a little bit hot in here, she says.
Boy, could you turn down the heat?
For the second time, this is not just something I just turn on or turn off. This is just who I am.
Oh, there's another person here, she says, as she kind of like turns
Yes,
to the bar.
he's mundane.
That's not very nice, she says.
No, sorry. What he means to say is my name is Monday.
You know.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting name. And I'm pretty sure I never heard about something like that for a person before. Well, what would you like to drink or eat or whatever for the time that you're going to be around here?
I don't know. What do you usually serve?
Well, right now it's breakfast, so I guess a standard breakfast meal?
Sure, why not?
Like, we don't really have a lot of visitors here. It's still like a small village, I guess. You know, Hillfort,
I see.
she says. You can roll if you want to, mundane, I guess, what is like a good check for like, knowing surroundings, basically, like where you are kind of like geographically. I'm just trying to think because I'm not sure.
It only applies to wilderness, but in this case, maybe perception. I don't know.
I guess
I
maybe. Hmm?
I think if perception is for your immediate surrounding, but
Yeah.
you're in a bar.
So survival then.
I guess. I mean, it doesn't really fit, but okay, sure. It's kind of hard. Some of
Right.
these are a little bit weird.
All right.
Oh, you have no idea. You don't know what
Hoping for
Hilford is. You just think it's like
Yes.
it's a bar in the middle of
Oh
a tree.
no.
It's a bar in a tree. You don't know what Hilford is. And you're pretty sure if you open up the door in not the same way you came, you're probably going to find yourself in another plane of existence. So you think this place is like in the middle of like a different domain
Yeah.
of time. So
That makes some sense.
yeah, you don't even ask a question. You don't even try to ask. You're just like, oh, this is where we are now.
So how's everyone been?
Oh, not nothing too crazy. The town guard got everything under control, and nothing really crazy happened after the incident that you guys had.
That's good to hear.
But there's still some people from higher up a little bit patrolling here, or at least there are guards patrolling here to see that everything is fine and in order. And for now, it's been.
Fine, but everyone's a bit on edge.
The father of our temple of Leosis has left though for some business though. He left for some particular businesses, kind of like involving something that you gave him. He told me. So he said that he needed to leave a little bit, and he haven't come back yet.
Did he tell you where he was going?
He told me that he will go well, he didn't really specify, but he said more into around the south towns. He didn't really said which town because he wanted to keep it a secret, but he said specifically around the south towns, south to here. So basically around this area. Let's give me a second. Around this area, basically, kind of like these places.
Yeah, I figured. Ah, and I wanted to catch up with him. I haven't seen him in such a long while.
Well, that's unfortunate. But I told him that you might going to come around, and he said he probably going to meet you once you come back. It's probably not urgent yet, he said. So, that's not really a big deal. And here is your breakfast, she said to Mundane, and put your breakfast on the table, on the stool in front of her.
Thank you.
I need you to roll for me a perception check.
Oh, you want me to roll perception? Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
That elf woman is blind. She have things on, like some kind of like glasses on her eyes that kind of like darken, like like sunglasses, but not exactly. And you see from the sign that she's blind, but she's get around, and she's doing it really well. It's like she's not like if you wouldn't like see that, you probably wouldn't think she's blind, fully blind. But it's kind of like explains
Okay, then.
the fact that why she didn't really notice who you are when you entered in. She just said that it was hot because yeah, she doesn't really know what you are, and she doesn't really know without hearing you, basically.
Makes sense, yeah.
She's not like Illidan from World of Warcraft. You cannot tell without seeing, basically. So you know what I mean. Anyway, so you enjoy your breakfast, and is there something specifically you want to tell her, Gorgonak, or are you leaving all of the details of the, your events kind of like a secret from her, so she wouldn't worry, or something? Or do you want to
Just
tell her a little
tell.
bit?
I'm just telling you. I'll just recount to her our how we went through the mountains and we left the party. That's pretty much all I'll tell her. And that after
And
the,
what?
I will tell her about our adventures through the mountains, how Wexley left the party.
Mm-hmm.
That's more stuff going on.
And the fact that like you met the Lord of Ipernod and now you're working with him, basically.
Yes.
I think that will pretty much set her at ease. You don't really need to tell her more. So glad to see that you're productive. At least.
We're trying.
Well, I wonder when you guys are going to go meet the king himself and maybe say hi to my cousin. But hey, it is what it is. It's a shame that he left without a note, though. But yeah. Well,
It was
hmm?
it was a very touching moment.
Pretty sure it was. It's a shame that he didn't say goodbye to all of us, but that's Wexley for you. Always.
Okay, someone is going to hate me for this, but
I.
Mendel, I know you're important. I hope you know that you're important to both me and the blue boy. But then now's your chance.
Oh, so you give him the option to stay.
Yes.
He kind of like looks at you. He kind of looks at Lisa, and he's kind of like say something, kind of like start kind of like talking in duck. You don't understand that, but Lisa kind of like understand that. Just says, he's going to stay with you. She says, he will come back, and if he will ever decide that it's too much, he'll just come back here. So, And he said that you're doing a very good job to keeping him out of danger, so there's no harm in that, apparently.
We're trying.
So for now, he will stay with you. If it will become too much, he will just come back himself, or ask you to bring him back. And just in your next time, like for example, if you will come back, he will just stay here. Basically. For now, he will stay with you.
Thank you, Mendel. And I pet him.
And then she mentioned, he also mentioned about the fact that like an armor will go to waste if he will stay here. I don't know what that's all about.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, this has been good seeing you, she says. Take care.
It was also a pleasure.
We'll meet, I guess, in the next months, at the very least.
Yes.
And she kind of like waves to you
as you... Bigger group.
Bigger group?
Yes, I can...
What?
I can get Bobby.
Oh. Okay. Very well.
Goodbye. It was very nice seeing you.
Well, as you go back out, basically, the wood door is closed behind you, and you take the stick, and everything has come back to normal.
Okay.
And it's been like few hours, so now it's kind of like around before noon. A little bit before noon.
It's at my hometown, Hilford, and the best bar ever.
Well, didn't get to see much of it, but they see good too.
You're kind of like running in your head right now, Mundane, that like Gorgnak live in a different dimension? That's weird.
But also try not to be rude to him, obviously, so I don't mention any of that.
Because that's what you think. You're not sure. You haven't seen any evidence yet, so you're not really sure what he's talking about. You haven't heard of that Hilford. Sounds like a weird black hole in the middle of the map for you. Anyway, you guys have done your thing, and you're coming back into the room. Is there anything specifically that Bobby or Blutard or Cabold have done?
Blutard?
Yes.
Blue boy.
Blue boy. I just heard it somewhere, so I thought specifically that fits. But anyway.
I was going to inquire.
Inquire what?
Go to those bandit camps.
What?
It's going to get info on the mission about going to the bandit camps.
Oh, that. You've been told specifically. Let's make that a scene. So as you go out specifically for that, after basically spending up your day, who are you looking for specifically for knowing about that?
Probably Roy.
You kind of find Estelia kind of like around his office as you're kind of like looking, and he's kind of like, "Hello, is there anything that you wish for? That you're around here? You're looking okay. A lot better than yesterday, though. Do you need something specific?"
So it's play on talking about do a mission, go out, do stuff for that.
Right.
I don't like sitting around like the others, so I'll be setting up, getting ready for when they are
Right.
prepared to do so.
You should probably get ready, but the briefing itself probably will not happen until he will come back. Because he's not here yet. He's probably supposed to come back around the evening because he needed to take care of the water people thing. Or fish folk, I think that's what Janelli told me. I don't really know. The people that you met underwater, basically. You need to talk about that and negotiate some few things. And he should be back here around the evening. He's already started to make his way back, but, you know, he's still not here yet. There's also other things that we need to discuss, but, is there anything specific we can do to help you prepare for what you need? Or you can go outside and just buy and purchase the things that you need. We also need to discuss what you won as, or got as your help for us on this specific mission, but that's again, we'll have to wait for a little bit later.
Oh yes, don't worry about that stuff. I only need to know if there's anything special to tell the other clowns in my party.
You will be informed if need so, and if there is need any special equipment, you will be either specified to buy it, or we'll give it to you if we have it. So do not worry about that. Well, enjoy your day a little bit for rest. You earn it. Even though you probably looks like you don't like it too much, you do need to take a little bit of rest from time to time. Or at least do exercises that are not like just fighting combat against other people. You know.
Yes, I guess for spare moments I'll go down to the training arena.
You can also go talk back to, well, I guess you guys getting really, really well with Taco, so you can go talk with him if you want to. Maybe just like ask him for advice or a few things about weapons. I don't know. He's good with swords, apparently. Well,
I think I'm doing something fruitful. Pass by.
Well, the training exercise, or should I say the training room, is exactly where the place that my brother kicked your ass. So that's pretty much the biggest place for it. So, you know, that's exactly where you need to go if you want to get some exercise. I'm pretty sure you already know where that is. Are you going to leave now for that, or are you going to basically ask something else?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
So you're going to leave. Okay. So you're spending your time until the time that, let's say until Gorgnak and Mendane come back, because, you know, a few hours have been passed since then they have been gone. But yeah, you spend your time a little bit there. And now let's see what Cable have done for the day, for the time being.
So I'm still arguing with my pet dragon god.
Is not your pet, but let's say like your old annoying godfather, dragon father, kind of.
Is he still yelling at himself?
Oh no, that's what he's doing right now. Let's see what happens when he's ending. Like, this is his scene right now. You still haven't come back. This is like where he started his morning.
Okay.
So,
his whole time doing that, honestly.
is there anything else that you're doing in that time? Are you looking for something, or you want to go sell something, buy something? What are you doing in your time? Okay, Bolt?
Mm.
Okay.
That's a good, interesting question.
Cables is
What
thinking.
should I do?
That's something new for him.
Yeah,
So
thinking.
you're just going to spend your time kind of like thinking about the meaning of life and arguing with your amulet. That's pretty much how you pass the morning.
Of abstract thought.
I just want to be 100% sure that's what I'm talking about. You're talking about.
I'll do that.
Okay. So
Let's get real philosophical.
okay. So in the around the noon, once finally Mundane and Gorgnek are coming back. There's also Bobby who come back from exercise, and you still see Cable kind of like arguing with himself sometimes with his amulet and kind of like writing weird things and kind of like thinking. You don't really know what he's all about, what he's doing right now, but he's acting a little bit weird, weirder than usual. So, what are you guys doing?
What's up with
Grognak,
Blue
we should
Boy?
have never
Whoa, one
again.
at a time. Yeah, go on.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you've been cutting off for me.
Blue Boy just doing. Why is he yelling
Why
at
am I-
himself?
Or why am I yelling at myself? Funny.
He's crazed
Question.
and delusioned, clearly.
Well, you see, that
Well, I don't see.
to you,
That's
I
why
am.
I'm asking you. Why are you yelling at you?
What do you mean you don't see this guy right here? Look how hard to miss. You. Just look. Look.
Are you holding the amulet and you show
For
it?
this.
You showed the amulet
I'm pointing to
to
the skin that I see.
what?
Have we established that he actually
You don't
sees?
see the dragon. It's like a
Oh,
voice.
Yeah, we
Instead-
haven't established that you're seeing the dragon now.
Is he pointing at us that he's talking to me here?
Anyway,
listen, and then I just like start shoving the amulet in everyone's faces.
I'm afraid that's only something that you can hear, my dear. You hear a very smooth lady voice talking. That kind of like echoes in the room. I need everyone that is not mundane to roll a wisdom check if they remember who that is. Anyone else?
Don't know why mine didn't roll. Oh, there it is. Took
No,
a bit.
mundane rolled for something else before. And now Cabled.
Wisdom.
Wisdom check. Just pressed on wisdom.
Pressing.
Okay,
That's
so
almost a 20. Let's go.
you the only one that's having a little bit of time to kind of like notice this a little bit is Bobby, but everybody remembers the demon mommy or the demon goddess. That kind of like Evers, you remember her.
Hi, Evers. What are you doing here?
Oh, you know, I'm back. That's mean
I don't know. That's why I'm
that's mean that
asking.
somebody else that you wanted to talk to also is back. A little bit earlier. But we're back. And the point I'm trying to make, which I would recommend you not cutting me off, she says, is the fact that your friend here, while he is certainly mostly unusual, she says about Cabolt, he's not insane. He's talking to a god, apparently. Someone took interest in him, and only he can hear him. Because he is his follower, or...
Rolling. I'm rolling in... what should I roll to? Wait.
Religion, I guess.
I don't believe her. I don't believe her.
Sure.
What would that be? Insight?
Oh, if you're rolling to believe her, that will be insight, yes.
I don't believe her. I think she's bullshit.
You can roll even with advantage, basically. Because she...
Okay, that would be insight?
Yeah, insight. Oh, you absolutely believe her. She's telling the freaking truth. She's not lying.
I look at Cabolt. Him? To a god?
Not just any god. A dragon god, so, you know, that makes sense, right?
Grok his head towards Cabolt. Those dragon gods really have low standards.
I mean, he's a dragon god. He's a dragon, part dragon, so... You know. Plus...
Still, low standards these days.
I'm not sure that you're correct.
Individual who is...
Hmm?
Could you just get a non-dragon individual who's competent? I'd rather have that person.
So we just get a human person who would shut up?
Do you want me to stop both of you from talking? You hear her a little bit of, not angry, but kind of like,
Please do.
I would rather not take anybody's freedom from talking, but I would if you will continue annoying me. Well, I want you to know that we came back, and I want to speak with you all. So, once you will be ready, please come to the... Well, the...
Sweet, can the fire boy come as well?
I mean, have you told him about everything yet?
Completely clueless to everything.
We've walked into a tree and we met him when we were coming back.
But can you trust him, though?
Yes.
No, we can't. Let's just... He can just blindly follow us.
She kind of like mundane, you have a weird feeling that like a shadow is kind of like, touching you in your shoulder. But you don't really see anything. You just like feel something touching you. On your shoulder, kind of like putting your hand on your shoulder. A very soft hand, but you don't really see anything. Well, I guess we'll just have to check, she says. Okay, so, mundane to roll for me, I guess a constitution save?
Constitution saving throw?
Yes.
Coming right up. Oh god.
That means that you cannot hide anything from her. That means that you have to tell her if your body language will tell her if you have any malicious intent, basically. Do you have any malicious intent? Or you're evil in any point or form, basically. She will know that. from your acting. So I'm asking you because you failed. If you have any malicious intent or you're evil, in a way.
No, I'm mainly just trying to figure out what's
So
going.
she kind of like stops. You kind of like feeling the hand going off, and she says, "Okay, you're clean, fire boy." You hear in your ear, kind of like a smooth whisper, and just meet this at the office. You all hear, and the feeling that you have from her and her presence kind of like disappears.
Okay. So we will clue him in while we're.
You don't really hear any other any other answer. She just gone.
I take that as a yes.
Apparently.
So, okay. So
Are you going to
we
go to the office?
yeah, the office, and we're going through the entire estate.
Yes. You're going
Just
to the office, which is like
maintain
about
in,
which is like about two.
which
I
is next
believe,
door.
which
Which
was
is
like
next door.
no. I said it's like about like two stairs up from you. It's like on the top, and you're going up.
So we're first going downstairs.
You're going right. I forgot. It doesn't matter. You're going to the office. You find yourself once again at the office with the centaur armors in front of it. And you see Hystelia kind of like, once again, kind of like staying at the front and kind of like looks at you for, is like, well, you guys are way too early. Do you need something? Also,
Ever's called us.
who?
Ever's called us.
Oh.
Over.
Well, guess not leave the demon goddess waiting, she says, as she kind of like let you all enter. After
On a
her.
side note,
Hmm?
I'm asking Hysteria, on a side note, if she calls you in, is that good or bad?
That depends. If you
Fair
want a
enough.
good Susan or a bad Susan.
Fair enough.
I don't think you did anything to anger her, and I'm pretty sure she's just interested to know what's happened recently. More than anything else. And
Okay.
as you enter into the office, not Royce is waiting for you there. She's waiting for you there. Sitting in his place.
Oh.
And she kind of like... Hystelia looks at her and she's just saying, I hate when you do that. And she kind of like stays there at the side and leaves. She kind of like leaves you guys, but like she's still there.
Okay, so I assume that Roy is in the house?
He's sleeping now. He's tired, so I'm taking over for now.
Cool.
So it's a little bit more productive. And always keep him in check. That he will not lose his senses, as they say. Well,
Understandable.
she says, and she kind of like claps, two claps in her hands, and 4 seats appears to in front of the table that she sits in. Well, take a seat.
Okay, Granik is sitting.
She kind of like looks at all of you three. Are you three kind of like leaving her to, wonder if you're going to take a seat or not?
I'll take a seat.
Okay.
Okay. So she kind of like looks at Mundane again and is like, did you inform him yet about everything?
Clued him in on while we were.
So she kind of like looks at you. Do you want to know the basic of what you're getting yourself into the easiest way or the hard way?
Well, I'm not really here to stir up any trouble, so let's go. Let's start off easy, huh?
Well, very well, she says as she kind of like put her hand on your head. And basically everything you need to know just like flies very quickly into your head. And you feel your head overwhelms.
This was the easy way?
Yes, of course, it saves time, she says. The hard way is just telling you about everything, she says, smiling. Basically, what you learn about this from her, from like the most part, like you learned the really basic things, but you learned that that Gornak and Bobby specifically faced angels in their hometown of Hilford, or just a Gornak hometown of Hilford, as they saved children. Bobby was just passing there. Then, at least from their information that they told them, and then they kind of like got asked to basically go to inform one of the council members of the kingdom, and they chose to go to Epernod, and now they're here. And apparently, what you're dealing with is angels and stuff. Kind of like the more basic stuff. Like you're probably dealing with holy people, orcs that basically use holy magic and stuff. So it's kind of like a holy endeavor of people who are just like using kind of things that they shouldn't have to make holy into a way too much powerful thing. That's pretty much what that is. It's not really that complex, honestly.
Head.
The point is, the guys fighting now
I'm in
angels of
myself
sorts.
into.
They will feel. She said to you, "I just filled the most basic things in your head. They will fill you up on details of other things that you might want to know. So you should
Too
probably just
bad,
stay
you're
around.
in too deep.
So you should probably ask around some questions if you still have, because I'm pretty sure you still have plenty."
Alright.
What?
Thank you, I guess.
Well, are you on board for something like this to find angels? Or you're more interested of preserving your life? Because if that's the case, I can take everything from you back and just make you forget that you even was here.
No.
So you're saying you're
No.
capable. I like that. Very well. So, what have you all been doing in the last couple of weeks? I'm sorry, in the last couple of days. My apologies. I'm getting tired. It's getting late for me, so I'm confusing things. What have you been doing in the last couple of days?
Nothing much.
Except, she says, lifting an arm.
Nothing much. Except
Except what?
getting stuck in a water temple.
Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Water temple.
Yes, but a little bit more of the events of the water temple. If you want me to give you a little bit more insight of things, I need to know exactly what happened, she says.
Can't you just do that thing you did with the Fireboy but in reverse?
Well, doing it to 4 people and doing it with knowledge that I don't really know will make you forget everything and probably will fry your brain. So I'd rather not do that.
Why not do it to Cabled?
He doesn't have a brain in the
That's
first.
the problem. Yes.
But
To Fry.
Yes. His brain is unique, and I'd rather not anger an actual god for no reason.
Fair enough.
Well, I did heard from the Lucien that you find a very interesting map that you might want an explanation of. Something involving cosmological forces and such. Do you want a little bit of explanation on that?
Please.
Do you take out the map? Or the kind of like writing that you make?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, once again, you see the David star with the symbols on it in different languages for each part, so it's kind of like understandable. And she kind of like looks at it as like, well, this is light. She points at the top. You already know that. And the bottom is void. It's nothingness. It's dark in a way, but not exactly. Because dark is not exactly evil. Dark is no light, so the name more suggested to be void, basically. Which is nothingness compared to light, which is supposed to be feelingness of stuff. The other sides of these are different kind of things. Can you guess what kind of cosmological forces are there? She says. If this is light and this is dark, what are the others? She kind of like looks at you. Any takers? Anyone?
No.
She kind of
I was never good at quizzes.
Oh, that's a shame, she says. For you see, this force right here, she pressed on the top right side of the star. This is primordial forces. Primordial force is supposed to represent the power of the elements, just like our fire genasi friend over there, but in a different matter. So it's supposed to be all of the four elements. The other equivalent for that, which is different, so it's kind of like nature, basically. She's kind of like stopped for a second. It's kind of like nature, but the primal powers of nature. And the other equivalent of that, which is different, is the power of opposite to nature, I guess. More machinery-like stuff, which I kind of was surprised to discover that it's an actual force of something. But apparently mechanics and golems are essentially something that any creators makes as a god, or at least the base ones that create things. So it's more of like creation compared to nature. And then you have the other side, which is, she kind of like points, and you have primal power, which is basically the power of beast and life, compared to the power of decay and death. These are the 6 cosmological forces. And these are the 6 forces that basically control our lives. In a way. Everyone is tied to them completely. Let's just say all of us use them, but there are some of them that we serve more than the others. In a way, of course. That doesn't mean that you're religious to them. It just means that, for example, she points at you, you serve the light compared to everybody else a little bit more than anyone else in this room. Correct? She said to you, Gornak.
Yes.
In the case of Mundane, or your fire genasi friend, he's more primordial because he's made out of fire. Your case of your friend that is basically serves a dragon lord is more void related because he's a warlock. And the only one that is a little bit of an anomaly for me right now is you, Bobby. You're kind of like in the middle right now. You're not really going
Peace,
anywhere.
I am of nothingness.
If you were out of nothingness, you were from the void. You would say the avatar of all 6 forces. Or the middle of them, I guess. The one that stays in the middle and is not really particularly good with any one of them at the moment. But yeah, this is pretty much what the world is all about. Is there anything that you wish to know about these cosmological forces? Or I made myself a little bit clear about them?
Is this going to be on our final?
No. But it is important
Thank
to
the Lord.
know. Also, why do you think you're taking tests here? I don't know. You're sometimes weird. Anyway.
It's always weird.
The point is that I'm specifically a character of Void. And right now I'm seeing that there's a little bit of imbalance within the light. And from what Roy have told me a little bit from the things that you have told him, it looks that way that the light's trying to do some things. The question is what they are, and you didn't really explain to me what happens with you in the last couple of days. What exactly happened? You're not really elaborating on everything. You just told me the very basic stuff, and I would really appreciate if you can explain to me at least, the very least, the end, the fight at the end, which I think is the most important one. Your encounters with these fanatics called the Twilight Star will be very helpful to understand, if you will tell me. He kind of like looks at you all, kind of like still waiting for someone to answer her. Is there anybody wish to answer her? Because she's really curious and she wants to help you, but you don't really give her information to do so.
Bobby's like doing the shoulder nudge at Grognak.
Anyone want to tell me something?
What do you want to know?
Basically anything that you can elaborate on your 2 fights and encounters from someone from the Twilight Star or the organization that you're talking about. That will be really
there was that girl that used water and she became big thanks to water.
Water? In what way?
Very wet way.
Yes, but there was anything special about the way that she used water? Some artifact, something.
Rolling wisdom.
Maybe her weapon?
Rolling
Was it a
wisdom.
sword?
She's talking about a weapon or something, or it was something natural.
I'm rolling wisdom. Grognak doesn't remember.
You remember. She used a
Oh yeah,
staff.
there was that staff she had.
And you also remember the name.
Oh really? Because I as a player don't.
Waterfall title.
That staff wore a full title.
She kind of like stops you for a second, like she looks at you. You serious? One of the 4 primary elemental
I'm rare,
weapons.
but I am.
One of the 4 primary elemental weapons. What do you want to do with those? She kind of like says, kind of like out loud. These are...
She tried to kill us.
Probably
so
like whip our butt.
What? Again? I don't really hear. I don't know why I hear like a breakout. Again?
She tried to use title to kill us, so that's a start.
Yeah, but who told me was about to say something and kind of like got cut off?
Oh, I pretty much said. Well, she used it to whip our ass.
Well, it is a very strong artifact, and I'm pretty sure she herself only scratched the surface if she didn't really deal with you guys and killed you. I'm pretty sure she's kind of a little bit of a novice to all of this. probably in the same power level of you guys, maybe a little bit more, but it's probably someone with a very low rank if she used this. Unless, of course, they're preparing her to be something greater, or she's special, I don't know. But this item specifically, in the hands of a master, is very dangerous, and I don't really know how they got their hands on something like this, and why they will get their hands on something like this. Like, why water will help the light? Why use one of these primordial forces? Well, there's definitely the problem now that we need to try to find at least one of these items ourselves and kind of learn about it. There is 4 of them, as you probably realized from the 4 ruler elemental weapons or artifacts. There is the staff of water title. There is the shield of what his name is of Boulder Redux. There is the sword of Storm Tempest, and there is also the hammer of what's his name again? Blaze. I forgot the name. The other part of the name of. Forgot the name for that. Basically, the fire weapon.
They should totally be banned.
Yes, they should. There is the hammer for him as well.
Sir.
Just give me the second. I forgot the name. I'm so stupid.
Infernal Blaster.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Inferno Blaster. So the hammer of Inferno Blaster, the sword of Storm Tempest, the shield of Boulder Redux, and you said that they got their hand on the Waterfall Tidal Staff.
Yep.
Well, we need to get one of these items, at least. I don't really know where to search for now. It's probably going to take me a while, and honestly, I'm surprised they find one of these artifacts. It's a very, very hard artifact to find, and honestly, they're very ancient, and I thought they were a myth till you told me that. If they said that it's just the real thing, it might be. But it could be a mimicked copy. Something that they just got and essentially copied it, or a part of that item, and they just copied it, and that's why it wasn't for its full potential. I'm not really sure because, I haven't seen the weapon myself.
I have a very, very, very bad idea. But what if they have the original staff and they're just mass producing copies?
Maybe.
That would be very bad, wouldn't it?
Yes, I'm not sure if that's possible though, but that could be a theory. That's why the item was so weak compared to,
That's why we're alive.
Could be. The question is why they need this item and how did they find it? And that's probably mean that they haven't found this item in the temple that you were in, but only use it because it has very good water footing or water-related stuff. The question is if she...
There's also the ability they have the other weapons already.
Oh no, you remember that they told you that they're going to find you in the other temples, or at least somewhere when you're going to find the other weapons. They told you that this is their first piece.
Okay, I have another theory.
They could be... So we have... Sorry to stop you before your theory. So there's 3 options already. Either the first one, that she's already found it there, right now, and they somehow know where that was, and she find herself right in that water temple with this item, and essentially just don't really know how to use it, so that's why she was weak with it. There's the theory that they're mass-producing the weapon, and she just wanted to use this place with water, because it was very, very good to start somehow the ritual of the what they're trying to do there, which is a little bit less likely, I feel. And then there's the option of, well, she's just not trained with it, and she just came with it there, which is, I think, the least likely all of them. But what is your final theory, Gorgnak?
That would be that they want to pollute water with white madness.
Then why not pollute
That's why.
any other water? Why specifically
That's
the
why.
water there?
Test.
What? Test? Well, if they're trying to pollute it with tests, then
They were testing. They were testing. They were
testing. Yes, go on. I don't know why you're stopping. They were testing.
Because I stopped.
Yeah, they were testing it on living creatures that nobody will find because they're underwater, and nobody will.
That was a test run.
That could be an option, and it doesn't mitigate any one of the other options here. That is very interesting.
And that's why I think they got their hands on the waterfall title.
The question is where they found it, or how they found a way to found it, I guess. That's more of my question here.
Probably some underwater dungeon.
Probably. They could be the same dungeon that you were in, you're just not fussed enough, or weren't aware of it at the time, I guess. So
yes,
you couldn't be at fault for that one. Like I told you, I didn't really believe these items exist till you told me about them. There's a lot of theories for that one, I feel. That's probably the biggest piece of information that we have right now. Well, there are a lot of other things that we should probably discuss. But I think we're going to leave them for the next session. I feel like it. So for this particular session, we're going to end up the waterfall title talk, unless of course there's something else that you want to add for that. And then we're going to see next session if you have any other else things to talk about. If not, you're probably going to prepare for your next mission. But that's pretty much it for this session. So hope you all enjoyed watching it, and I hope every one of the players have enjoyed this one. And we'll see you all in the next video, or I guess the next chapter. Bye bye all.